Hey Jake, how you doing?
Hey Charlie,
Good to see you.
good to see you again too.
Did you have a good weekend?
Pretty good, can't ask for any more.
Nice. So, yeah, like I said, good to see you. I'm glad we were able to get together again. Go ahead and start by giving you my business card. After the meeting, you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And then I'm going to take some notes during this, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, I'll probably take some myself, but
Perfect. And then I emailed you the agenda last night, but just in case you...
yeah, so I got that,
Okay.
briefly looked over it briefly.
Cool. Well, we'll go over that again once more. Start with a couple questions just to make sure that we're on the same page. And then we'll move on to some of the issues that you might be having currently with your current program. And then after that, we'll go over what a future might look like with Salesforce and some of the features and benefits that we can provide.
Sounds good.
And before we get into that, is there anybody else that you might want in this meeting today?
Oh, no, just me today.
Okay, perfect. So, taking a look at APC, looks like you guys did $98 billion in sales for 2017. Is that right?
Yes, for 2017, 98 billion in sales, and over the course of the next 4 years, we are projected to grow the 4 to 6%.
Perfect.
As we discussed on Saturday.
Right, 109 billion. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So clearly your business is expanding quickly.
Yes.
Obviously, a very complex business. So I can see why you might need a new program to help deal with all the new sales and all the money that you're dealing with.
Yeah, essentially right now we're just kind of in over our head with some outdated systems.
Great, that's perfect. So we'll be able to help that for sure. So you have, from what I understand, you have 11 sales and manufacturing locations, 7 of which are manufacturing locations.
Yeah, we have 11 total, and those are just domestic and international, but yeah,
Perfect.
11 total.
Great, and then I see you have 4 region and project managers per region. So that'd be 44 people for those 11 regions, and then you add the 5 salespeople per region, brings you to 99 total salespeople out in the field.
Yes, so yeah, 99 total people out.
Great. So with that being said, I want to dig into some of the issues you might be having. I know we had discussed that sales tracking was something that you really wanted to take a look at.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about the current system you're using?
So currently, our salespeople out in the field to get sales tracking, they will have to go to their superior, which would be like a region or project manager. And then in turn, that region or project manager has to essentially check with the warehouse to get the tracking information or the status of the order.
Okay.
And then that information is relayed back all the way to the salesperson, who then finally gives that information to the client.
Okay.
So as you can see, it's kind of just a long, drawn out, unnecessary process that could be simplified, which is why we're trying to, alleviate this current problem we're having with it.
Right, and you said, so with the sales tracking, you said that you're using Excel currently?
Yes.
So when the salespeople place their order, they put it into the Excel.
Yes.
And then their region manager has to view that and see all the details.
Yes.
And then ultimately that region manager has to talk to the salesperson again.
Yes.
And so what would you say that total time? I think we discussed about 10 hours.
Yeah, about 10 hours a month is what it's costing right now.
And based on the size of your company and the industry that you guys are in, it looks like about $25,000 per hour is what the average would be that each of your salespeople would be worth. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so if I've got some calculations here. If you look at the 10 hours per month and you look at the $25,000 per hour, it brings you to about $250,000. And that's what one of your salesmen, the time that's being spent is costing your company is $250,000 a month. You multiply that times the 99 salespeople, that's $25 million a month.
Wow.
And obviously you multiply that by 12 and you'll get $300 million per year.
Yes.
So right now your current systems appear to be costing you about $300 million a year. So now looking at order to delivery tracking, which I think you alluded to a little bit earlier. But can you briefly run through the process of that the warehouse has involved in that?
Yeah, so right now, instead of having a central location where our clients and then our salespeople can view the order tracking, right now it's a process. The region or project manager will have to check with the warehouse, and there's like a time delay of usually, it may even take up to a day for them to get back to the region project manager. So, that's extra unnecessary time, and then once that information is gathered, they give that to our salespeople who then give it back to the clients.
Okay.
So essentially, we're just trying to cut out on that time that it takes right now.
And so when they're spending time doing that, what would you say that's really hurting the businesses? Like, what's the biggest issue that since they're spending their time doing that, what could they be doing during that time?
Well, essentially, what they could be doing is either continue working with that specific client, or try to go and get more clients.
Right.
So essentially, what our clients want is they want to be able to see in a centralized location with them and their salesperson, where they can go in and both look and see the status of their order.
Right.
And right now, currently with the process that's in place, it's not possible right now.
Okay, that makes sense. And I think we had discussed that about 15 hours a month is what that's taking the time.
Yeah, 15 hours.
Okay, and again with the 25,000 for the industry standard, that brings you to about $375,000 per salesperson per month. 99 salespeople, that's $37 million per month, and $446 million per year.
Wow.
So as you can see, with just those two, you're looking at $750 million. And then lastly, we had discussed client profiling. What does your current client profiling system look like?
So currently, how we kind of create our own CRM. So say we have a new client, we go in and input all of their info, but that info has to be, instead of all in one place, it's different sections within the client profile. So we put like their location, their order.
Right.
And so what we want to do is kind of have that all together. So here we could say, here's this current client profile with all the information needed, instead of having the client within like different tabs specifically within that client's profile.
Right.
We have to go through and shift through. We all just kind of in one central location.
That makes sense. It seems like there's a lot going on there, and
Yeah.
it seems like it's probably not the most efficient way to do things.
Currently, no, it's not.
And obviously,
operate.
Right. And obviously, that's why we're here to discuss that. And again, I believe we discussed it was about 10 hours a month. For the client profile.
Yeah, it's 10 hours a month.
And basically, with all the same kind of calculations, that's going to bring you to about $25 million for your sales force per month, which brings you to about $300 million a year.
So we're at over $1 billion now between these three issues we discussed, costing APC, which is a real issue for us. Right?
Yeah, it's exactly $1.046 billion is what it's looking like. Your three main issues are costing you guys per year. And clearly, as you guys expand and become more complex and gain more sales, those numbers are just going to increase as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it appears you have a clear understanding of the issues that you're currently experiencing, and I understand the systems that you have in place. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you Salesforce and kind of what we have and the features, and see if it's something you might be interested in.
Yeah, love to see what Salesforce offers.
Great. So if you take a look here, I've got Salesforce pulled up for you, and so the first thing we want to look at is go back to the sales tracking issue that you were having. Right here, you can see in the screenshot, we've got the active users, we've got your total number of accounts created, and total number of opportunities created. So this is basically your sales tracking section. And as you can see down here in the graphs, we've got it divided by regions.
Okay.
So with your 11 regions, you'd be able to see what regions are performing best, and this this is something that you'll be able to check at any point, and anybody in your sales force can check that as well.
And I see right here within the specific regions, we're able to tailor it for a specific amount of time that's elapsed. For instance, here it's 120 days, so if we wanted a yearly figure, we could have that too.
Absolutely, you can filter and customize to any kind of sales data that you want to see at any specific time.
Okay, wow.
And as you can see here, these are the opportunities created, which is all the different companies that you might have had an advancement with or a potential sale. And so what you can see is that you can see where your largest and most efficient companies would be the ones you might want to target most, the highest lead possible. So that's our sales tracking platform, and then we'll move on to the order to delivery tracking.
Okay.
Take a look here. These check marks right here show this is more the salesperson's process.
Okay.
So from the beginning of kind of addressing the account and the research that all might go into it, and once the account's opened, now we're talking about the sale's been made, and your clients are going to want to know where their order is in the process of being delivered to them. So here you can see these processes, and then by the end of it, once all that's done, then it'll have been delivered.
Now, is this process, is this all updated in real time?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
it'll happen in real time, and your client will receive a link to be able to view that real time data, and so they can know where the.
Okay, that'll be a real benefit, as we said before. Take some time if our clients and our salespeople are able to view this in real time.
Right. It would essentially
It's a
cut
real
out.
benefit to us.
It would essentially cut out those 15 hours because you wouldn't have to go through the whole chain of command to get the answers to that. So then if you take a look at our client profiling page, you can see here we've got the map of their location and all the information you could possibly need. And this is all information that is provided. This comes with the Salesforce. As we tailor the Salesforce and Sales Cloud to you and APC, all this will be provided.
And is this all in one, central location where the clients and everyone will be able to view it?
Absolutely. So we have our website and several applications that you're able to use as well, which allows you to pull it up on your mobile phone as well, or iPad, whatever you guys may use in the field. And as you can see, we've got the top contacts listed with their email, their phone number, their title, and kind of the most recent interaction with them.
Okay.
So does this all seem
It all
familiar to you?
Yeah, I see the benefits within each one. You did a good job explaining it. The only other question I might have is, if there's ever any IT issues, how might that be resolved?
Yeah, so we have a 24/7 IT staff, and we have them all across the world. So whatever region might have an issue, obviously language barriers can be an issue, but it is not an issue with us. We have several different locations, and they'll be able to walk you through any problems you might have or troubleshoot to get the system back up and running, because occasionally issues might happen. It doesn't happen a lot,
Understandable,
but yeah, exactly. So all that being said, does this look like something that you guys could really benefit from?
Yeah, based on what you presented to me here today, I can see how each of our three issues all the problems could help be alleviated by, implementing Salesforce for APC.
Yeah, it's really a great program, and like I said, you'll be able to access it in the field and from anywhere. And I think it'll really save you guys a lot of time,
Which is what us as a company really wants.
Perfect. So I'd like to talk some numbers here with you. So Salesforce, customized to your company, and the complexity of your company and how large you guys are, there's going to be a flat rate of $50 million up front, and that's for us to customize everything you need and get it set up. And then additionally, it's going to be $3 million per sales employee.
Okay.
So you have 99. So
99 with the $3 million.
Yep, so 99 times $3 million is going to bring you to $300,000
Okay.
roughly, and then you add the flat rate on, so your total cost for Salesforce is going to be $350 million.
Okay.
And I know that number can seem a little bit scary because you're talking about just a system to help you run your
hundreds of millions
business.
of dollars,
Right.
understandable.
But if you go back to the 1.046 billion,
And that's the number that is currently costing us for all three of those years.
Exactly. So if you do the subtraction there, the 1.046 billion minus the $350 million, your company's going to be saving per year $696 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I think will greatly benefit your company, and you'll be saving a lot of time, and maybe those growth rates will go from 4 to 6 to 6 to 8%
Yes.
over the next couple of years. Well, I really appreciate your time today and let me explain this. If you feel comfortable and with Salesforce and everything I've presented, I would love to move forward and take the next step, which I do have a contract available for you to sign today. If not, we could set up another meeting, whatever.
Based on what you said today, outlining all three of our issues and, clearly showing me how Salesforce could help, alleviate these issues and in turn create more revenue essentially instead of losing money for APC. This sounds like something that, I would love to implement for our clients and also our salespeople.
Great.
So yeah, I'd be ready to sign.
Perfect. Well, here's the contract. Let you sign that. Really appreciate your business. Perfect. Thanks a lot, Jake. It's great to see you.
Good to see you too. Once again, thank you for the presentation.
Absolutely.